Hi everyone, we're just going to have a very quick review of radicals and fractional indices. The big thing to remember is the index law for radicals is when the number on the outside, so the root that we have, is the 4th root or the 100th root is on the outside, and the power that the number has on the inside, the base has on the inside, so in this case q, so p is on the outside, q is on the inside. When we bring that into fractional index form, the number on the inside goes on the top, the number on the outside goes on the bottom. Okay, when we're using fractional indices and using them in simplification, the big thing we have to remember is we have to remember all our special numbers. So you have to be able to start recognizing numbers like 9 and 64 and 128 and 49, that they are powers of numbers. So 9, we're going to replace 9 with 3 to the power of 2. As soon as we get numbers down into their bases with their powers, this simplification becomes a lot easier. See, now we just use our index law where powers of powers multiply together. So it's going to be 3 times by negative half. I'm adding in an extra step there. You wouldn't normally show that. So 2 to the negative a half times by 2 times by negative a half is negative 1. So, and then to finish that off, we don't like to write full answers with negative powers. So I'm going to write that with a positive power, so move the 3 to the bottom. So 9 to the negative a half is a third. Now we're going to do the same thing here with a 64. 64 is a really nice number. It's a power of 8, but it's also a power of 2. It's 2 to the 6. So I'm just going to replace that 64 there. Now we can expand those powers of powers. So 6 times by negative 2/3. And 6 times by negative 2/3 is negative 4. So we can just do the same as what we did for the 3 to the negative 1. If we've got a negative power, we can take the number down to the main number down to the bottom and make it a positive. We can simplify that even further. 2 to the 4 is 16. So that means that 64 to the negative 2/3 is 1 on 16. Now we're going to do something similar in the last example. I'm just going to expand all those powers. So x to the negative 2 times by a half is going to be negative 1. Y to the half times by x to the 4. Y to the negative 12. Just expanded all those powers. Brackets first. Now I'm going to deal with all those negatives. Anything that's negative, I'm going to switch its side. So that y to the half stays the same. The x to the 4 stays the same. The y to the 12 is going to come up. And the x to the 1 is going to go down. Now, we're just going to simplify this. I'm just going to look at these fractions here. We've got a half, and it's going to be plus 12, which is a half plus 24 on 2. So that's going to be 25 on 2. So we're going to have x to the 3rd and y to the 25 on 2. Awesome. Hope that helps, guys. Thanks.